Russia casts Georgia protests as coup attempt, accuses West of fomenting unrest.
Here's a summary of the article.
Moscow on Friday accused foreign countries of fomenting days of mass protests in Georgia, likening them to an attempted coup designed to sow tension on Russia's borders. "We see where the president of Georgia is addressing her people from," Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov told reporters. Georgian lawmakers had voted down the bill in second reading after just 1 megapixel out of 36 backed the bill that critics had likened to Russian laws used to pressure civil society. "The whole world saw that Georgians are united in their resolve to be part of the European family," she told AFP. Georgia applied for EU membership together with Ukraine and Moldova days after Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022. His party buckled under pressure from protesters on Thursday, announcing it would drop the bill after police used tear gas and water cannon against Georgians who took to the streets to voice outrage over the planned bill. Opposition parties said their protests would continue anyway, saying there were no guarantees that Georgia is firmly on a pro-Western course. The Kremlin said Moscow considered the protests a domestic issue for Georgia and said the divisive law in Georgia mirrored U.S. legislation, not Russian.
This post received a score of 4,600, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
They also threatened to attack Georgia.
What the fuck is that tweet? Crazy.
The statements of the MFA Russia for an adequate part of the population have long become a tragicomic circus show. Just watch, laugh and cry.
This is what fomenting unrest by a foreign actor actually looks like.
Not to mention Moldova this very minute. Damn dude, to have to blame the West every time someone near you gets tired of Russian oppression, abuse, and depression. So much insecurity there, such weakness, if you fear your people having freedom.
Most stupid when useful idiots in the West blame West.
Next up, how Nazis have taken over the Georgian government and Russia has to denazify it.
Georgian biolabs.
I mean, if we're going that route, don't leave out the millions of tunnel children the satanic globalists feed on.
Didn't they also claim Ukraine had super soldiers LMAO? Captain Ukraine coming in. Edit Captain Georgia in this context, of course.
As far as I understood that situation around that, a Russian soldier claimed that Ukrainian soldier stood longer than expected without dying under direct fire. I interpret it as Russian soldier looking at quality body armor for the first time in his life. And then propagandists ran with it like toddlers with something nasty in their mouths.
Guess maybe he was taking cocaine or steroids or something, or had a delayed reaction from shock? It's engineered super soldiers?
Of course Russia cannot understand that Georgia does not like getting invaded by Russia. It must be the West staging a coup and forcing Georgia to apply to join the EU so they can reject Georgia. They do have that tendency not to treat people as possibly having any agency. Same thing happens with Ukraine, the Baltics, what have you.
Because in their dream world, people actually don't have any agency. They see the most totalitarian aspects of Soviet Union, especially when led by Stalin, and envy it. It's no secret that autocrats and oligarchs want drones, not citizens.
Greater than it's no secret that autocrats and oligarchs want drones, not citizens. That's why when autocrats, tyrants, dictators take over a country, their first tactic is to expunge the intelligentsia, because they're after drones, not educated citizens. Democracy should always promote human rights, science and technology, progress, advanced public health and public education to minimize the drones that any potential tyrant will have access to.
Well said. The underlying cause of tyranny is as much ignorant drones as the actual tyrants.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.